Welcome to our second Year 10 Science Genetics video. This one is on meiosis and fertilization. Okay, so first of all, we're going to recap on some points from our previous video and lessons. Okay, so first of all, remembering you have two copies of each chromosome, and we said they were called a homologous pair. Okay, so you have your maternal chromosome and your paternal chromosome, so one that comes from the mother, one that comes from the father. Now, specific genes that code specific traits, e.g. hair colour or eye colour, is located in the same place on each homologule. Okay, so for example, we've got gene for hair curliness is there and there, so it's in the same place on each homologule, so each of those chromosomes. Now, because each homologule originated from different parents, each of the genes are made up of a different sequence of bases. Okay, because they've come from a different place, a different code. These different forms of genes are called alleles, and that's what we looked at in our previous video. Okay, so let's think about gametes. These are the sex cells, and you'll see in the pictures here we've got a sperm cell approaching an egg cell in the photograph, and below we've got the egg cell and the sperm cell. Both have 23 written in them, because each of them has 23 chromosomes in a human, and once they join they make that full set of 46 chromosomes of the human karyotype. So gametes are our sex cells. In humans, the male sex cell is the sperm, the female is the egg. Our gametes only have those 23 chromosomes, and so can you think why? But as we learned in that previous video, it is because when they combine and fertilise, the new cells develop, then have the full set of 46 chromosomes. For a human, remembering 46 is the chromosome number for humans. If it's 48, it will be a different organism. If it's 44, it'll be a different organism again. Okay, so gametes are what we call haploid. Remembering this with that N, haploid, half the number of chromosomes. So it is only when they fuse together through fertilization that the offspring will have the correct number of chromosomes, and that was what we call diploid, so that Di2, okay, so the double the amount. Fertilization is the process of the gametes fusing and therefore joining their genetic material. So you see in the top diagram there, we've got our egg cell, our sperm cell, both with 23 chromosomes. They fuse through fertilization, and then we get the new cell with 46 chromosomes. Okay, and below you've got your haploid sperm, your haploid egg, and they fuse together through fertilization to give you your diploid zygote. Okay, so humans have got those 46 chromosomes in their cells. Now 22 of them are what we call our homologous pairs, and then we've got our two sex chromosomes. So the homologous pairs are identical, remembering that the sex chromosomes are only identical in females. Okay, so our females have those two X chromosomes, whereas the male has an X and a Y chromosome. Now each parent contributes one chromosome from each pair. Okay, so when you think about that, a female will always contribute an X chromosome because she has two X's, whereas a male has an X and a Y, so he could contribute an X or he could contribute a Y. So the male contributes the sex cell to determine, the sex chromosome to determine the sex of the offspring. Okay, so we're going to now start looking at cell division. There's two different ways that cells divide in humans. One of those is mitosis, and this is where a cell divides and you end up with two identical cells. Okay, so for this to occur, the DNA has to double, so the chromosomes all have to double, and then that one cell splits into two. So then you've got two daughter cells. Now, we're not going to cover that any further in year 10. That will be if you go on to biology in year 11. However, in year 10, we are going to look at the process of meiosis, and this only occurs in the testes and the ovaries, okay? And this is where our gametes are formed. So on the diagrams to the right there, you'll see mitosis on the left, and there you only get two daughter cells, and on the right you see meiosis, where you end up with 4 daughter cells. So the process of meiosis. We begin with a diploid cell with those 46 chromosomes. However, the result is the production of 4 haploid daughter cells, a haploid having half the amount of the diploid parent cell. It requires the DNA to supercoil into those chromosomes to ensure the daughter cells receive 1 copy of each chromosome. It's important that the gametes don't have too much or too little genetic information, as this could lead to problems after fertilization. So some important points about meiosis. 4 daughter cells are produced. Daughter cells are not identical to the parent cell, okay, and this explains why there's variation of children within one family. Daughter cells are haploids. They have half the genetic information of that parent cell. So some key terms from this video have been our homologous pair, where our chromosomes are the same, maternal, paternal, gametes, haploid, diploid, X and Y, and XX chromosomes, mitosis, meiosis, and our daughter cell. Thank you for watching this video, and there will be another one along soon.